getting wood for the subfloor that we have to replace. Now we're back at the home base here, building up our bus.
We're working on the subfloor right now, and I wanted to show you how we're removing part of it. Some shallow cuts in the wood. The plan is to make a couple more cuts in between each of these bolt areas.
Fixing her up.
Yeah.
The sections that were rotted out replaced, and put the keels on there. Hi, and welcome to Bubbahs episode 6. We're excited to share with you everything we had to do to fix the rotted out wood floors and the wood frame in the back door.
Unfortunately, we didn't get any footage of us removing the back doors from the bus.
Sometimes you're so busy working that you forget to record what you're doing, and anybody who's ever done this type of work, I'm sure, knows what we're talking about.
The doors are really heavy, so what we did to remove them is we took them off one at a time. We built a stable platform beneath them with the door fully extended, open. And there's a piano style hinge that runs the entire length of the door. And we had to, there was a lot of water damage and rust, and the screws were really hard to get out. So we actually ended up drilling out a large portion of them. But it was a lot of hard work, but we finally got it off.
Yeah, they were all rusted, and we couldn't, no matter how we tried, get them to unscrew out. So we just had to drill a lot of them out, but we made it work in the end. So.
But next, then we went to Home Depot for supplies.
Okay, we are at Home Depot getting wood for the subfloor that we have to replace, and we've learned from some helpful folks online about using Loctite subfloor construction adhesive. We're going to use that, and then we got some tech screws, and this. We also learned from people online to use this mold stuff. All right, so now we're back at the home base here, building up our bus, replacing some subfloor. We just finally got the rotted section out. Taking a look at the frame underneath. It doesn't look as bad as we thought it might, so we're gonna clean it up, do a little work on it, spray it with that rust remover stuff, and then fix her up, cut a new piece of wood, and then we'll put it back in there. And we're hoping we don't have to replace the whole center sections and just these back ones where there was some water leaking and rotted the wood, because it's in pretty good shape. It's a lot stronger than we thought it might be. Plus we have this metal underneath. We don't really want to have to mess with that too much, huh? You can see in that video that part of the floor is out and removed, and that's because the section beneath the door was the most rotted and came out easily. When we took out the door frame, we could see how rotted out the wood frame behind it had become, and we knew we needed to replace that with new material as well as the floor would.
Our bus has a very slight curve to the lower portion of the wall, and I went online looking for tips and tricks to bending wood when you don't have all the proper tools. And the hack that I ended up using was taking boiling water and pouring it over the wood and then quickly clamping it into place. So that's why in the next clip I'm very focused on clamping everything into position.
What you doing there?
I can't do this cuteness right now.
So we're redoing our framing for our door. It was all rotted, and in order to do that, you have to get it to go around these curves where the wall curves, and plywood of course doesn't do that, so you have to get boiling water and pour it on there and then clamp it in, and that's what we're doing. Good times.
The rest of the wood that we wanted to remove was actually pretty firmly attached in, and you'll see in the next videos how we got that out. We're working on the subfloor right now, and I wanted to show you how we're removing part of it because we've got some rotten sections that we have to get rid of. I have made some shallow cuts in the wood at depth, not going past the actual width of the wood. I'm actually going just a little bit less than it. And then I've made multiple cuts, so we're gonna end our line here. This is the bad section. We're gonna keep all of this. And then, so I've made multiple cuts here around this rail because that's been really difficult to try to remove. We did get little sections that were here before out. Well, I've made multiple cuts along the line, along the back, all the way across. And then my plan is to make a couple more cuts in between each of these bolt areas and then just pry up, you know, just basically a section at a time, section at a time. So I'm gonna give it a go. It took a lot of different cuts, but the rest of the floor was removed neatly using this method.
And once we got all the wood out, we could see that there was a lot of rust that we needed to fix. We are working on the rust on this frame and this little like support sheet metal stuff that's under here. Had a lot of rust from the leaks in the back here, but we are fixing her up.
Yeah, this material works really good.
Yeah.
Used it on some other rusty spots and it just takes away the rust.
Dissolver, Rust-Oleum.
Yeah.
Got the new wood in on the frame, the handicap door. Inside here. This new piece up here. And all the way down the other side. And also down at the bottom we had to replace that too, because that was all rotted. Now it's all fixed up and new.
We were then able to finally add in our new wood. I painted the back and front with Kills and anti-mold primer, and we used metal to wood self-tapping screws as well as the PL subfloor from Loctite. All of it worked really well.
Yeah, in the next clip you'll see how it all looked when it was done. So we're working on the floor, got the sections that were rotted out replaced, and put the kills on there, and also put some on the walls where we'd treated and sanded and gotten all the mold off and stuff. We just wanted to put another layer up over everything there where there'd been some rot coming down through the window. And mentioned before how we did the wood in between the walls, all new again for this door. It's outside there, which we've also gotten all fixed up and we're about to put in. So yeah, there's the floor.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Making the BuhBus.
Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next episode.